unfortunately, some people have even passed away. And the really, and I don't know what the solution is to this, but I do think it needs to be addressed. Is it disproportionately impacted people with disabilities? Do you know what's missing today, Derek?
What?
Do you know what's missing today, Mom? Does anybody know what's missing?
I'm glad we did it. I wish we'd have done it sooner, just
Yeah.
because I think it might have been a little easier on Derek. But I'm really proud of him. He was really brave, and even though he was afraid, he was really brave, and I'm just glad. I'm glad it's over.
Welcome back to Baker's Banter.
Wow, 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 wow. Pew, 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 pew. It's good to be back.
I miss all of you guys.
Oh, I missed you too, Dee.
It's been a while.
It has been a while. This is our first podcast of 2025.
I know. It's crazy.
Well, we were set to record, and then
Snowmageddon.
it snowed over a foot.
Yeah.
And here's the thing. I learned the hard way, unfortunately, that
You should put your car in the driveway.
yes, I have a driveway. I don't park in it because Chris parks in it. And I'm not going to get up every day and move my car out from behind his when he's got to go to work at 6:45 in the morning. So I park on the street.
Lucky
He
him.
parks on the driveway. But next time we're getting snow, he will be pulling forward and I will be pulling in behind him because the snow plowed me into my spot. And it took Chris and I forever to dig my car out. Because here's the thing about this snow, guys. So we did get a foot of snow.
I don't know if it's quite a foot.
I had a foot.
Okay.
Trust
I'm telling
me,
you, I had a foot.
trust me,
It's a lot.
Is a lot of snow.
It was over 10 inches.
Okay.
For sure.
Yeah.
But not only was it snow, there was also a layer of ice first.
Well, and not only that, but we haven't seen above freezing for 2 or 3 weeks. So
yeah, it's 7
stuck.
degrees today. I was just getting on to one of our producers because they walked into our house without a proper coat on. And I said, it is 7 degrees outside. Why do you not have a proper coat?
Yeah.
And Mom and I went to the mall the other day and we were judging all of the children running
my
around
God.
without coats.
There was a kid with shorts and a t-shirt on Sunday.
And you know what? They looked like morons. You're in
You're
your house wearing a
inside.
short and t-shirts, Derek.
If
We are
you-
talking about people that were walking to and from their cars outside of the mall in shorts and t-shirts. And you know what? Their skin was raw. It was
Yeah, it was
red,
red.
bright red. You could see it from the car
It was
that their
freezing.
skin was red.
Frigidly freezing.
It's kids for you.
Yeah.
Speaking
Put
of
some
freezing,
freaking pants on, man.
do you know what this weekend is, Derek?
I bet you're gonna tell me.
It is my bachelorette party.
Woo, 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 woo.
We leave tomorrow for my bachelorette party, not Derek, but Mom and I. And we are going to be freezing.
It's gonna be
Yay!
cold.
It's actually warmer there than it is here right now, though.
Yeah, it is.
I actually saw one of my friends post in his story that it is 4 degrees in St. Louis and 6 degrees in Antarctica.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's
I
a
am
first.
very excited for the
Well, it's
big
it's
day
snowing
for
in New
you.
Orleans. Do you know that?
No, that's
They're
crazy.
supposed to get 4 to 8 inches in New Orleans.
They're gonna react worse than we.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is a lot of snow for somebody who never gets snow. I think it said, I was looking at it after we talked this morning, like they haven't had snow in like 10 years. And they're going to get potentially 8 inches. That's insane.
They're gonna not be able to react to that very well. I
No,
imagine.
they're going to be closed for a while.
it's shut
But
down.
it's supposed to be like in the high 50s, low 60s this weekend for them. So that, I mean, it's not going to last long. Like it's really lasted here, but
Yeah, so I've
Still.
got a good friend
Ooh.
that lives down there, and they texted us this morning, and they said that New Orleans is in a state of chaos and panic, and that all the things that the news is saying is like, practice fire safety because people are trying to heat their houses with their ovens, and it only takes 30 minutes to get frostbite, and the I-10 and the causeway are closed. Don't go on the roads. Most snow since 1892.
yeah.
Wow.
Speaking
That's
of
over
that,
100 years
speaking
ago.
of that, I did hear about crazy wildfires in California.
I know, it's
Horrible.
devastating.
And that's horrible. I saw a lot of damaged homes and one of my favorite YouTube
Families.
families.
Did they lose their house?
And those two are what number one, there's a royalty family. Their house wasn't
Wasn't damaged.
damaged.
But did they have to evacuate?
They have to evacuate to a hotel. And
Mm-hmm.
that's smart. And the royalty family lost power.
Well, it sounds like they got pretty lucky then, because a lot of people lost their house and all their belongings altogether, and unfortunately, some people have even passed away. And the really, and I don't know what the solution is to this, but I do think it needs to be addressed. Is it disproportionately impacted people with disabilities, because people with disabilities can't just get out that easily and can't just leave their houses quickly and easily. And unfortunately, I do know that I heard of at least 2, maybe 3 people who have disabilities who lost their lives because they were unable to get out of their houses safely. I know one of them was like maybe waiting for transportation and it couldn't get there. It's just awful. And I don't know the solution, but I do think it's something that needs to be addressed. And you know, our thoughts and prayers go out to all those people. And
That's heartbreaking.
if you have the ability to support,
Speaking
you
of
know,
that, also the Matter family, Jordan, Shayla's husband, their house got destroyed.
oh, well, I'm sorry to hear that. It is terrible. It's really scary. I know, you know, one of my best friends lives in San Diego, so not LA, but 2 hours from LA. And I just texted her and said, you know, how's everything going over there? Like, is it impacting you at all? Is the air quality okay? And she said they really weren't being impacted at all. She did know of a lot of people who were coming down from LA to San Diego for safety. But she also said that she remembers being young and having to evacuate. And that is just the reality of the landscape in which California is, that the types of natural disasters that they are at risk of, you know, experiencing are fires. And that's terrifying. It's so scary. And I told her, you know, I'll take the Midwest tornadoes over a fire every day. Wow. And yeah, it's devastating, and it's really awful how many families have been impacted. And you know, if you can support, please do that. Just make sure that if you are choosing to donate, make sure you are donating to a credible source. Unfortunately, this type of thing is the type of thing that
people try to scam.
People try to take advantage of those that are willing to help, and you want to make sure you're donating to a credible source. Do you know what's missing today, Derek?
What?
Do you know what's missing today, Mom? Does anybody know what's missing? I think Derek's tonsils are missing.
Oh. I'm looking around. I'm like, I don't know. Yeah, Derek's tonsils are missing. They were left behind at Mercy Hospital. Thank you for treating him so kindly.
So you kicked off your year pretty big, Derek. You had a surgery.
Yeah, it was very tough for me.
It was tough, but
it was scary and
So take me back to the morning of. What was the mood? What did we do? What was the timeline? I know it was early.
It was early. We got up about 3:30 in the morning. Ooh. I don't know how much sleep you got ahead of time, but I got a couple hours. Because, of course, anytime I know I got to get up early, I can't go to sleep.
Yeah, of course.
Trust me.
Can't go to sleep.
Trust me. I was super tired. And when when they knocked me out real good.
Yeah, he got his rest on the surgery table.
Yeah. Did you dream?
Oh, let's not go over the dream again, please.
Oh no, I forgot. I forgot. So, how do you remember how you were feeling going into your tonsil surgery?
Well, first of all, it was scary at first and nervous as well. And till it's time, and then I got really good nap, like absolutely the best nap in my life. The best.
That's what happens when you get a drug-induced nap.
Yeah.
So were you
He was
there?
very brave. He was very brave. We were not there when they wheeled him out of the pre-op room, if you will. We were not
So
there.
you weren't there when they were getting.
When they were put him under. But
okay.
his anesthesiologist, the guy was a crack up. He was so much fun, and I think he really
Put Derek at ease.
because
Yeah.
Derek was nervous. I mean, he was in good spirits when we got there. He was joking around a little bit. I mean, you saw the video where he was flashing me with his hospital gown on. I'm like, nobody needs to see those tidy whities.
Yeah, I had to freaking blur your butt, man.
Yeah.
Oh wow, it's not the blur.
I had to YouTube how to do it. I forgot. I'm like, how do I blur this? I can't be showing his tidy whities on the internet.
Yeah. But the anesthesiologist, I mean, the doctor's a great doctor, but the anesthesiologist, man, this guy had the personality. Like he had this huge personality, and he was super awesome and very much put Derek at ease, and kind of, I think he took some of the stress away with the conversation that we had. So when they wheeled him out, it was the anesthesiologist and I guess his assistant. I'm not sure. Maybe a nurse anesthetist. I don't know. She didn't really tell us what her title was. But he was giggling. He was fine. Yeah.
So what happened when they took you into the other room?
Well,
they said nighty night.
Sleep tight, Derek Baker.
Well, first of all, it was scary at first. Nervous. I did say that 2 times, actually.
Maybe more.
Maybe more than that. When they put me under, I was super duper tired in the morning. I am glad that they put me out of my misery. I was tired. And then after surgery went really well. And then I was awake right after.
How long was surgery?
It's about an hour.
Oh, that's not bad.
About an hour. So
How'd you feel when you woke up? Was he loopy?
I wasn't back there. Like, we didn't go to post-op. I didn't see him until he was out of recovery. I mean, we probably didn't see him for an hour after the surgery was over. They were awesome. I mean, they were
them a phone.
Well, there were signs all over. Do not video patients who are unable to give you permission, blah, 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 whatever. Anyway,
but he gave us permission.
He did ahead of time. I even asked him that morning. I'm like,
Yeah.
can I video you? But anyway, he was probably, they took him, and it was probably, 2 to 3 hours before I saw him again. So the whole surgery, then the recovery, and then they put him upstairs into a room, and that's when we saw him. And I heard him coming down the hall talking about pancakes and biscuits. I'm like, oh, he's okay.
Have you had any pancakes since surgery?
not yet.
Not yet.
Mm. And what have you been eating since surgery?
Well, I did have ice cream and mashed potatoes and applesauce, paneer, something like that. Especially one of my favorite soups from Pkwy. And I did have that for lunch today.
It's actually from Costco, isn't it?
But it's Panera broccoli cheddar soup.
Is it?
Yeah, it is.
Oh.
Yeah.
Did you ever get that tomato soup?
I didn't know.
No.
He's not big on tomato soup.
You asked for tomato soup in the hospital.
He didn't get it. We never got We never got any tomato
Derek,
soup.
I'm telling you what. When Mom bought that broccoli cheddar soup for you at Costco, I was with her, and I bought some tomato soup that we sampled that day. Derek, this is the best tomato soup I've ever had.
You want me to try it?
I do want you to try the tomato soup.
Okay. Maybe after this pod is over, maybe Mom will go to Costco again to get black cheddar and tomato soup.
All right, I'll get both.
Oh, Derek, it's so good. So freaking good.
I will believe it when I see it.
Well, this weekend was Chris's birthday. So he had last Thursday, Friday off. He took the days off so he could have a long weekend. So there's this.
That's valid. So did I.
He's been taking it off.
You've been taking a lot of days off. But so we went to this really yummy sandwich place, and they make their own bread. So we got a loaf of sourdough bread, and I had that tomato soup from Costco. And so Saturday night during the Chiefs game and the Mizzou game, we had 2 TVs. It was very, very lovely. And I
bet it was.
At halftime of the Chiefs game, I made the tomato soup, and I made us homemade grilled cheese on the homemade sourdough bread. Derek, so freaking good. The tomato soup is so good. You got to try it.
I believe you, okay? If I try it, I will give you.
You'll send me a Snapchat?
I will text you or call you.
Okay, well, if you try it this weekend, don't call me.
Well, I'm going to go. And what a deal. I mean, literally. So it's the Panera broccoli cheddar. It's like
there's 3
16
cups in each.
Yeah, I think it was 16 ounces. 16 for $10.
How many servings is that?
Well, at least 3 per tub, if not 4.
There's 3 servings per tub of the tomato soup. So I would imagine the broccoli cheddar is the same because it's the
Pretty
same
much
size.
the same size.
It's so
just depends
good.
on how much you're eating.
It's so freaking good.
Yeah, but he's gone through. I went back and got a second.
And so
set of
how's your recovery been at home?
It's been really good right now. Working progress. Got a little small one.
What's small? Small what?
Small part of tonsils. I actually feel it.
Oh, you think they missed a spot? I doubt it.
I think he's saying he's got a little bit of pain.
Oh, a little bit of pain.
A little bit.
Oh, I thought he was saying there's still a little tonsil left. I'm like, I don't know about that.
No, there's a little frog, and that's
In your throat.
somewhere. I don't know where it is right now.
So
He was adamant that we were coming home same day.
oh yeah, because the doctor wanted to keep you overnight.
The doctor did want to keep him overnight.
And Derek said, no, thank you. I will not be doing that.
Yeah, and primarily because,
Friday Night SmackDown was on.
well, no, I mean, the doctor wanted to
well,
keep
yes.
him. Yeah.
SmackDown was on.
the reason Derek didn't want to stay was
Right.
because Friday Night SmackDown
But
was
there
on.
was a TV.
And it's not his TV.
Yeah, but the reason that the doctor wanted to keep him potentially overnight was because he's got the obstructive sleep apnea, and he wanted to make sure that everything was okay, right?
Which is fair.
But Derek was like, first thing in the, I mean, it's 5 a.m., right?
He's like, I'm going
5:30
home,
in the
by the
morning.
way.
He's like, I'm going home tonight. And the doctor's like, well, I don't know about that. And he's like, I'm going home. And so the doctor said, well,
Derek's like, you're going to have to put constraints on this bed if you think I'm staying here.
yeah. So doctor said, well,
That's
I'll
exactly
come see you at the end of my day.
Exactly what I was thinking, Jenna.
Yeah. And so he came in. It was about 5 o'clock. Now, keep in mind, we got there at 5 a.m. So this is
Right.
now 5 p.m. Your dad and I are both, thank God your dad hung with me all day because Derek did not want us both gone out of the room at the same time. One of us was there the entire time.
Oh,
So I don't know what I would have done. Like I wouldn't have been able to eat or anything. Like he wouldn't have let me leave the room to go get food, you know? Anyway.
I had a lot of plans that day, but had I not had so many plans, I would have come to see you.
Yeah,
But
he was pissed.
It was a really busy day for me.
Nobody came to see him. He was
God
not happy.
forbid.
He's calling people. When are you going to come see me? I'm like, oh my goodness, stop. Anyway, doctor comes in and Derek's sitting up and he's like, wow, you look great. he's like, I want to go home. And he ate 2 popsicles in recovery. And then he got put up in the room because they were planning to admit him. So we got put in a room. We weren't really in recovery. And they fed him. They brought him some scrambled eggs. He ate every bite of that. He ate 2 more popsicles. He had ice cream. He had, I don't think you might have had pudding in the, he was drinking water. He was doing all the things. And he's like, I'm going home. And finally, about 5:30 or so, the doctor showed up.
Well, people with Down
said-
syndrome have a really high pain tolerance. So
Yeah.
I'm not surprised you were doing okay. And it's actually funny because we actually had a lot of comments like that on the videos I've posted about your tonsil journey. A lot of parents of people with Down syndrome have been saying how high of a pain tolerance
Yeah.
People with Down syndrome have. So I'm not surprised Derek was like, I'm going home. I want to go home. And then he, showed the
Finally
strength
going home.
Yeah.
to go home. So,
He's also lost about 8 pounds.
well, that's what happens when you only eat liquids.
Yeah,
for
because
2
he's
weeks.
kind of on a, I mean, he's, some of the stuff he's eating is high calorie, like ice cream, but I think it's because we're not going to Chick-fil-A every other day.
Well, he did tell me earlier. What'd you say about Chick-fil-A, Derek?
I miss Chick-fil-A. I missed it.
Yeah.
God, it's awful.
Well, Chick-fil-A has a really good mac and cheese.
Yeah. Well, I made a mac and cheese one night. He said mac and cheese. He's had some pasta. We've had soup.
I did eat Katie's pasta with
Yeah.
that shrimp.
Yeah,
It's
we cut the
very
shrimp up
good.
really small.
So, are we going to talk about the elephant in the room?
What's the elephant in the room? I don't know anything today.
Oh, Mom.
I know exactly what you're talking about. The big surprise.
Oh, sure. Let's talk about a surprise first.
What big surprise?
I don't know about the big surprise. Apparently, Derek has a surprise.
Well, first of all, I just want to say I am so excited for you and Chris getting married.
Thank you.
That is the biggest accomplishment in your life, in my life as well. I can't wait to have a blood. That's the best thing. Anyway, my surprise is this. Your blooder is entering the Royal Rumble match.
Okay, you're still in recovery. We can't be doing that. You're not entering the Royal Rumble match.
Yeah,
Okay.
you haven't even been able to eat chicken nuggets, dude.
Yeah, you haven't been
We can
cleared for
talk
that.
about. I've been in.
Your doctor gave you the clear to go home. He didn't give you the clear to go to the Royal Rumble. That's
Gross
very
about that.
different.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway,
Well, it's a nice thought, Derek. I want to hear about the elephant in the room, though.
Oh, you know about the elephant in the room.
I don't know what the elephant is.
I'm in the Royal Rumble match, and I am going to win that match to whatever she said. Cut it out.
You got it. You got it.
I am entering the Royal Rumble. I'm gonna win the Rumble, and I'm gonna dedicate the win. Cut that out too.
Yeah.
Stop it, Jenna.
You got it.
Let him get through it.
I am entering the Royal Rumble. I'm gonna win the Royal Rumble match, and I'm gonna dedicate that win to my sister,
Aw.
Jenna Baker, and her man, Chris Jones.
It's gonna be really hard to
Wow.
win the Royal Rumble in Indianapolis from St. Louis.
Wow.
Be nice, Jenna.
I'm just living in the land of reality. Derek's living in
understand.
the land
Because-
of Lulu.
Jack and I are headed to Indianapolis next week.
That was a pretty good pronunciation. Dee.
Indianapolis.
That was
What you
pretty
gonna
good.
say, Jack? Do you want to go?
It sounds awesome. Definitely
Jack's like, it'd
sounds
be
awesome.
fun.
Jack's like, I got plans. I'm booked. Jack's booked and busy.
Well, he got to take all that business to Indianapolis.
Okay. Let's talk about the elephant in the room.
Please.
Derek, I need to know something. A little birdie, our mother, told me some things about some stuff you've been doing
Oh.
since you got your tonsils taken out that I'd like to discuss.
Like what?
Well, I believe the story starts with salt water.
Let's not go there.
Yeah, we don't want to go all the way there, but yeah, he did drink a lot of salt water. I don't know where he was getting all these home remedies to help his throat, but he drank so much salt water. And I kept telling him, please, this is a bad plan. You're not supposed to drink it. You're supposed to swish it around your mouth and spit it out. Well, he drank so much salt water. Let's just say he made himself sick. There was crust. There was like salted crust, if you will, on his sink top in his bathroom.
That's so gross. Derek, I have a question. You know your mom loves you, right?
We all know that.
Okay. You know your mom's a really smart gal, right?
We know that.
Okay. So when your mom, who loves you and is very smart, tells you that you are doing something that is bad for you, why do you keep doing it? He's trying to tell the producer to cut it.
He did. He stopped.
He's finally listened to you after he made himself sick.
After he made himself sick. And then he started drinking sugar water.
Oh.
And
way more better than that.
That didn't make him sick. And it's kind of shocking that he lost 8 pounds and didn't gain 8 pounds, because I've got a, sugar container, right, in my thing. And I swear there was that much sugar in it. It's
that
gone.
much, being like 3 inches tall.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The amount of sugar he put in his body, I'm surprised he didn't throw him into like a diabetic coma or something.
I know.
But he stopped that too. We're not doing that anymore, right?
Well, those defeats are over, and
I heard he was putting creamer in his sugar water.
Water,
cutting out.
Water, creamer, milk, sugar, heating it up.
That is disgusting, Derek.
Well, obviously it tastes good
Please
to him.
cut it.
Hey, Derek, here's the thing. Okay. It is what it is. You did it.
It's okay.
It's
moved past
okay.
it.
I hadn't talked to you about it. I wanted to understand your logic here. What made you think it was a good idea?
I was trying to get better, damn it.
And
Whatever I'm doing is fine. Okay?
Where'd you come up with the sugar water idea?
He saw it on TikTok.
Did Tess tell you to do it?
Nobody told me to do it.
So what made you think it was a good idea?
Well, he did come up with some other stuff. I mean, he said something about lemon and honey, and I'm like, that's not a bad idea.
That's a great idea.
But I don't know.
Don't forget hot tea.
Yeah,
hot tea? That's a good idea.
I made him
Is it
tea a
going?
couple times. He drank some hot tea. I think he's doing way better. And we've stopped with all the crazy concoctions. So do that, and I didn't refill the sugar thing.
Well, it was so funny, Jack. So Mom and I go to lunch last week. We were out at the wedding venue, and afterward we had lunch with Chris's mom. And she knows Derek, of course, and she gets it, but at the same time she doesn't fully get it. Nobody fully gets it other than us, And my mom's telling her what he's been doing. And she's like, oh, he really shouldn't be doing that. And my mom's like, I know. I know that.
I'm aware.
He's like, I completely know that he shouldn't be doing this. And I have told him that. And I told him this. And I told him no. And I told him to stop. And I told him to. And she's like, but what am I supposed to do? I go to work and I come home and half the sugar's gone.
Yeah. Or I take a shower and then he's, you know what I mean? He does it. He knows when I'm not
paying attention.
If I'm sitting at my desk,
He's not going to do it.
He's not going to do it because I can see into the kitchen. But when I, go take a shower, I went to the office a couple different times last week. I had to leave the house, blah, blah, blah. That's when I come home and I see the sugar water in his glass. And I'm like, Derek. He's rolling his eyes. He's rolling his eyes at me.
Bro.
It's all good.
Okay.
We're through it.
How are you feeling now?
He's been so brave. You were so brave.
Right now, I feel feeling great right now. Got a little bit frog left.
Yeah.
Besides that, I'm feeling great.
Yeah, he's almost off the meds altogether. It was a narcotic. And the doctors.
Was he on the Vicodin?
I don't think it was Vicodin.
That's what I took.
But he said, the doctor said, I'm not real worried about him getting hooked on this. I'm like, well, probably not, because I'm the one that's going to give it to him. Right. But I think that med though was making him a little loopy. Like
I'm not
he's
surprised.
been much less loopy. We've been kind of weaning him off the meds. Today he's only had one small dose, and it wasn't even the whole full dose he could have taken. And I think yesterday you only had 3 doses.
Mm-hmm.
We were doing it every 4 hours for the first, week or so. So
Right.
we're kind of weaning off of that. And he's been doing great.
So, Derek, what advice do you have for another individual with Down syndrome that might have to get their tonsils taken out, or just any person that might need to get their tonsils taken out? Like, I know you were nervous about it. Now that you've been through it, how do you feel? What's your advice?
Well, my advice is very simple. Very simple. It is. I think one thing, you definitely be brave about it, for sure, and tell his son, get him some stuff like ice cream and applesauce. Apparently, I keep eating that every week. So that's my
And
advice.
Panera soup from Costco,
Yeah.
That too.
but not sugar water.
I think the salt water was even worse than the sugar water.
Cut it out, Jack.
You can't be making him cut half the episode, bro. Okay, Mom, how about you? What's your advice for parents of an individual with Down syndrome or another disability that might struggle with scheduling a surgery like this, struggle with prepping their adult or child who has the disability? Like, what's your advice on navigating that?
Well, one thing that I'm kind of disappointed in myself about is that I didn't take him to see an ENT sooner. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I had huge tonsils. You had huge tonsils. And I should have, he got released from seeing an ENT when he was, just shame on me for not being more diligent about his care, But beyond that, the doctor, the ENT that I took him to is the one I see.
Mm-hmm.
And I very much, he's a very good doctor, and he's taken good care of me and some issues I've had with my hearing. And, I think as long as you have a professional that you trust, then, you're doing the right thing. And I'm glad we did it. I wish we'd have done it sooner, just because I think it might have been a little easier on Derek. But I'm really proud of him. He was really brave. And even though he was afraid, he was really brave. And I'm just glad it's over.
Yeah. Well, I think it's fair.
I'm glad it's over. I am so glad it's over. I was feeling 1%, and thanks for the recovery I'm on. I feel like 100%.
I love that.
And till the throat, till the pain, the throat, and little small thing goes away, I get definitely happy in that ring
Oh boy.
and win the Royal Rumble. And I will dedicate the win to you.
Okay,
That's
that's
very
so
sweet.
kind. I think it's fair to reflect and say maybe you should have gone sooner, and I think that is good advice for other people, that if they notice something that they should, you are Derek's biggest advocate, so it is kind of up to you. But at the same time, I do think you should give yourself grace in that a little bit, because it is difficult just as me being his sister and your daughter and watching you navigate his health needs. And this has been true his entire life, he does not articulate how he is feeling well at all. And I'm not saying that in a way that not to say I think he's at fault for that, as much as I do just think that is a challenge of the fact that he has Down syndrome. But he does not like when we were younger, he didn't verbalize when he was sick.
No.
We knew he was not feeling well when he fell asleep in the car,
Right.
because he would never fall asleep in a car.
Right.
But if he fell asleep in a car and all of a sudden you felt his face, he was fuming hot and he had a fever.
Yeah.
And when we all had COVID, he was the only one that started to run a fever, and we had no idea he was even that sick, because again, it is not something that he does a great job verbalizing when he is struggling with something. So I do think you need to give yourself some grace in that department, because it is difficult to really know. It's not like me where I'm like, my throat hurts.
Yeah.
And then you take me to the doctor and they're like, oh yeah, your tonsils are really big. Maybe you should take them out.
Yeah.
Like he just doesn't, he's got a really high pain tolerance. We established that.
Unbelievable.
And he doesn't verbalize like a
He doesn't
lot.
complain.
He doesn't complain. He doesn't verbalize pain often.
Mm-mm.
And so when
Which
he
is
does,
why-
we take it really
Which is
seriously.
why we went to the ER when he was telling us he couldn't breathe back
Yeah.
in October, early November.
Yeah. So I think
Yeah.
you do have to give yourself a little grace, but I do think that is a good reminder for other family members, guardians, parents, that if, the one thing I know we know is that he struggles to breathe,
Yeah.
and his sleeping has always been a problem. And, maybe addressing the tonsils sooner would have helped with some of those.
Speaking
other
of
things.
that,
Yeah.
since after the surgery, I slept real good. I got all the green smiley faces, results, the numbers.
From your CPAP?
Yes, I did.
Yeah.
When does it give you a green smiley face? When you get above a certain time limit, or
When the mask fits well and it just, I think as long as the mask fits well and you wear it, you're going to get a green smiley face for as long as you choose to wear it. But he's had a couple very good nights since the surgery. And, and I just think, overall, I think with his sinus passages being so little and all the things that, it's going to be helpful. I haven't really sat down and had a meal with him, so I have no idea if all the sounds he typically makes while he's eating.
also not eating solid foods.
Yes,
So
it's going to
we'll
change.
see what happens
We'll
when
see.
the barbecue sauce comes
Yeah.
back.
Yeah. But anyway, it's, I'm not like beating myself up. I'm just saying I wish I had, asked more questions, because I knew he had huge tonsils, but the doctor, his primary care never said, you ought to go see somebody,
Right.
But I wish I would have asked that question.
Yeah.
You know, would it be helpful if I went, should he be followed at least every couple of years by an ENT?
Yeah.
So.
And a lot of us in this family had big tonsils.
Yeah, Katie's got huge tonsils, but so far she's been okay with them.
1, 2, 3. That 3 down.
Yeah, tonsil
2 to go.
tonsils stand no chance in the Baker fan.
Yeah. Yeah. I will say again, I think that the likelihood of your father getting his tonsils now out after 60 is pretty freaking small.
Yeah,
and,
I think
and
you'll be
he
right.
doesn't, he and I are not blood relatives, so you all got my tonsils and they were huge.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Well, I think you were really brave, and I'm proud of
Absolutely.
you. I did edit a video of you today that I'm going to post as soon as we're done talking today of all the scrambled eggs you ate, and that's why I knew you asked for tomato soup.
yeah.
So
Yeah, we never did get the tomato soup. And I was so thankful to leave too, because Eric and I had these hard chairs we sat in. We were both on 3 hours of sleep. And by the time we left, we'd been there for like 15 hours. It was like, get me home, man. It was exhausting.
And here's the funny part for this one, Jenna. Mom actually agree with me to go home.
Oh, I wanted to go home too. Yeah.
Oh, Mom definitely wanted to go home, especially since we had plans the next morning.
We're lucky, are we, Mom? We're home, sweet, home.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. Well, yeah, I am very proud of you, and you did have a lot of support from our followers and all.
Everybody
the
was so nice. I was reading
Yeah.
him some of the
Thank
comments.
you, guys.
Yeah, everybody
Thank
was
you.
very nice, and we appreciate all their warm thoughts and their prayers and all their nice comments. So thank you all for that.
So, what's your first?
Yeah.
What's your first solid meal gonna be?
Let's see. I think it's gonna be spicy chicken sandwich
From
and French
Chick-fil-A.
fries.
From
And
Chick-fil-A.
French fries,
Oh,
Mom.
Yeah.
I could be the first
So you're gonna go back to work next week?
next week. Yeah.
I mean, if you think you're ready to enter the Royal Rumble next weekend, I think it's only fair you go to work at the Humane Society.
Of course, I will. I will go back to my normal things, like the Y on Monday. I will go back at the Y. I will go back to Humane Society. I will go back to weightlifting. Get ready for the Royal Rumble. Speaking of that, I think you and I and Mom and Kyle to talk about it.
Oh, okay.
Talk about it, and Mom and I and Jack, we're all going.
Oh, okay. Well, Mom and Kyle and I
Because
have talked
my
about it.
suitcase
We have
is
been talking
already
about
packed upstairs.
It is true. He won't unpack his suitcase.
He won't. He has a super.
He won't unpack his suitcase.
Oh, buddy. This is gonna be rough.
All right. With that being said,
Okay. All right. We can move on from that. So, I did want to. Can I talk about wedding planning a little bit?
Well,
Would that be okay?
before you say that, are you gonna wish me luck in a Rumble match?
good luck.
Sure.
Thank you.
He wants me to fuel his Delulu fire.
Okay, just go on. Okay, talk about wedding planning, and that's then we have that letter to open, and we need to wrap this up.
Yeah, I do have this letter here. So yes, my wedding is very quickly approaching. First 2 days. So I do get married this year. It is coming up very quickly. First 2 days of 2025, and I am having nightmares about the wedding. Luckily, they were just logistical nightmares, and I have had a third since then, but luckily only 3. But the first day, I had a nightmare that the makeup artist didn't show up. I was calling her. I was crying. I was so upset. And then one of her assistants was there. I don't know if it was her assistant or just a different makeup artist, but there was a makeup artist there. He was doing the makeup of some of my bridesmaids. And he said, "Oh, don't you worry, baby girl. I'll do your makeup too." And he turned around to face me, and I saw my bridesmaid, Jordan. He was doing her makeup, and she looked like a clown. And I was mortified. And I was so upset that I couldn't get a hold of my makeup artist. Luckily, it was just a dream. And then recently,
Did she look like a bozo the clown, like a clown, or did her makeup was just?
it wasn't like Bozo the clown. It's not like she had
Okay.
like red cheeks, like
Okay.
red circles. It was more like, okay, so like my friend Jordan, she has very red hair, and she had like the most wrong color red eyebrows, and they were massive on her face. And she had her eyes look ridiculous. Like she just looked ridiculous. She looked
Okay.
in the mirror and she was offended.
Okay.
Like she's a very beautiful girl,
Yeah.
and she was not beautiful.
Okay.
And it was
Well,
it
I
was-
just didn't know. I mean, like you can look like a clown and like look like Bozo the clown, or you can look like a clown because you look like an idiot.
yeah,
so
no,
I was
it
just
wasn't
trying to
quite
clarify.
that bad. She looked like an idiot, but she certainly didn't look like she should be paying for what was happening to her face. It looked more like her 5-year-old niece did it. But then recently I just had another one, and I don't know what was going on, but something happened, and I had to wear my pajamas and no makeup, no hair done to the rehearsal dinner. And I was pissed. So I don't really remember how that happened, but
Anyway,
luckily they're just logistical nightmares.
Precious, I'm not gonna say anything about it. You're
Oh.
welcome for that.
Oh yeah, I did inform Derek before this. Under no circumstances are we saying the date. So thank you for that. But yes, it's very quickly approaching, and I will say
Be smart,
so
Eric Baker.
our cousin is also getting married this year, but she is getting married much later in the year.
Keep that in there.
Um, much later in the year. And I went to mail out my invites. And once I mailed my invites, here's the thing about the invites. They were very tedious, and I'm very happy with how they turned out, but it was a lot of work, and it was supposed to be work that mom and my fiance's mom helped me with, and then it snowed a foot. So I was on my own, and I did them by myself, and I could have asked him for help, but if I would have asked him for help, I would have also told him, oh, no, you're not doing that right. And I just didn't think that was necessary because I had a vision and I needed to execute the vision. But so I called my cousin and I'm like, Megan, I love you, but I am a procrastinator and you are a worse procrastinator and you need to start getting shit done.
Yeah.
Because here's the thing about wedding planning. You do a lot of stuff right at the beginning and then you kind of have this like lull where you're like, I don't know what to do. And then all of a sudden it like sneaks up on you and you feel like, holy shit, I have everything to do. And that's kind of where I'm at right now. But we're handling it. We're making moves. I'm feeling good about where we're at. Mom and I have a standing time on the calendar every week to be doing things that need to be getting done.
I am so excited for your wedding too.
I was hoping you would come and help with the arts and crafts. Would you do that?
She'll be going.
No, I'll be doing the same thing to you. Don't touch it. What were you gonna say?
I wish Gunter and Jay Uso have a great match at Saturday Night Main Event this Saturday.
There you go. Okay.
Whoever wins, I will fix it.
But yes, so I am very excited about that. Mom, I did think maybe you would, I don't know if you've told Derek, but you got asked a pretty big question recently.
I did. Did you know that Megan asked me a big question?
I know exactly what it is.
What?
What is it?
Go ahead and ask.
She asked me to officiate her wedding.
All right.
Yeah.
Do you know what that means, Derek?
I hope I can keep my shit together. I'm a crier.
That's awesome.
Do you know what that means?
That means I'm going to stand up there and be the one to conduct their marriage ceremony.
That's very exciting.
Yeah. So I'm excited.
It's a big honor.
It is a big honor.
And
She asked me and I cried.
She did. I recorded it.
And I said, gosh, I hope I can keep my shit together.
You better post that. You better post it.
I
I'm begging you.
I don't know
Post
if it needs to be posted, but I could send it to you.
Post it.
Wow. Sounds like he's saying like posty, like Post Malone or something. No, I don't know that needs to happen, but I will.
Post.
Wow. Okay. So yeah, I am very excited. I do feel better. When I first sent out the wedding invites, I was like, oh shit. And I felt very overwhelmed and I didn't feel like we had enough done. And I was like, oh my God, wait, there's a lot to do still. And then in the past week, I feel like we've knocked out a lot of that and we've made a plan to get us to the finish line. And now I'm like, okay, I think it's going to be okay. I think we got this under control.
Although I did send her a text today and I said, Jenna, do you and Chris have a marriage license or have you figured out what that looks like? And she's like, nope, probably should.
No, that's been on my radar, but I do know that most everybody gets it like a couple days before.
I'm hoping.
I don't think you can schedule it within, you have to schedule it within 30 days.
Yeah. Well, I just thought, let's not forget this.
Yeah. Well,
I'm hoping it will be Chris and Jenna Baker.
No.
Or Chris and Jenna James.
Yeah, that's more likely.
She's changing her name.
I like that Baker part.
I know.
Yeah, well, I'll always be Chris Baker.
I love it. Chris Baker.
I'll always be Jenna Baker on social media. I might like add a dash Jones on social media or something, but like I'm not getting rid of the Baker on social media. It's still going to be there.
Well, it is what it is. So.
Yeah. All right. Well, I do have some fan mail here. Would you like to open it?
Put it in my hand.
It appears that it might be a letter, so you might give it right back to me so I can read it for you. I do have to go get a spray tan after this. Can I tell you what happened to me? Did I tell you this? I'll tell Derek. I know I didn't tell him. So I've been having this dry skin problem.
Trust me, I saw a text.
Okay. Well, my skin's been really dry because it's January and it's just this happens to me like every January, I feel like. Well, I've been texting the girl who I get spray tans from, and I'm like, what do I do? Like, it would be really unfortunate if my skin's like literally flaking off after a spray tan. And she suggested that I shave my face and maybe do the dermaplane.
What? You're going to miss that?
No. Not like you. Girls shave their face too. They get little peach fuzz hairs. It's more like all over.
That's called mustache, Jenna.
No, it's not.
Yes, it
Mustache
is.
and peach fuzz are two very different things. Anyways, so I do have a tool that I use. It's like an electric thing that I can like get all the little peach fuzz off, but I don't generally do a dermaplane, but the dermaplane is what she said would really get the dry skin. So I did it yesterday and my skin is so soft. It feels great, but I cut myself. Do you see it?
I do.
Yeah.
I highly doubt it.
You highly doubt that I cut myself? It's literally on my face. Are you going to read that or you want me to read it? But
Pretty good.
luckily, it's just a little nick. I think it'll be fine by the time we're
Pretty
there.
Letter.
Okay. Hi, dear Derek, hi, my name is Stevie Taylor. You are my role model, and you are my favorite YouTuber, and you are a funny guy, and I love WWE too, and my favorite WWE superstar is Dom and
That's
Rey
awesome.
Mysterio. And I wish to meet you someday. I have a disability, and you are King of the Ring, and I look up to you.
Oh, that's so sweet.
Wow.
I feel like a kid.
Love, Stevie Taylor. P.S. I wonder if this is supposed to say put me in your vlog, but it just says put your vlog.
Yep. I think put me in your vlog and
Put me in your
here
vlog.
you are. Here you are.
Well, here
Stevie,
you are.
thank you. And
And-
look for some mail. We'll send you a thank you note.
Wish me luck in a rubber mat.
Yeah. And go Chiefs.
Go Sheeps as well.
That's going to be the finale of my bachelorette weekend.
The Chiefs.
We're all going to
football
hang
game.
out and we're going to watch the Chiefs game before
And
we
eat
go
chili
to bed
cheese dip.
and have to get up early for
Well,
flights home.
well, that's funny because Jack is gonna spend a night here.
Oh, good luck with that, Jack. You know what we're doing on
All right.
my bachelorette party?
Because Jack and I might should have vlogged, or we don't have to. We'll just celebrate Chris. He did.
You and Jack are going to celebrate Chris without Chris?
with Chris.
Oh, okay. I was just clarifying.
Is Chris going?
On
No.
my bachelorette party?
No.
No, most certainly not. No boys are allowed.
Good.
Except for Uncle Dana because he lives there.
And Joe.
And we're taking his house over. So,
Well, good luck with that.
you know, we're going snow tubing.
I heard.
Are you jealous?
A little bit.
How can you be jealous of that? That's ridiculous.
Oh, okay.
Are you just happy for us?
Whatever you guys have planned, good luck.
We have so many fun things planned.
It's gonna be the best bachelorette party for you.
Yep.
It is. It's going to be perfect. It's going to be the Winter Wonderland weekend of my dreams.
Love it.
Well, it's gonna be magical here because it's just gonna be Derek, Eric, Jack, and Chris, and we are gonna go out, celebrate the groom.
All right.
Oh, well, good luck with that. You better inform him.
Sounds fun.
So we might go to Starbucks, maybe Hooters,
Oh.
Wow.
and maybe a bar. Bar to grill somewhere downtown.
If you're
Okay.
celebrating the groom, don't you
Hitting
think...
the dance floor?
If you're celebrating the groom, don't you think you should let the groom pick where you go?
Well, if the groom wants to go where,
I'll tell you what the groom does not want to do. That's hit the dance floor.
But that's okay.
He'll hit the
He don't
dance
have
floor
to
at the
dance.
wedding, and that's about it.
he don't have to dance.
Okay.
You can just watch me.
We will get enjoy some beers and I can tell the DJ my guy Chris Jones is getting married, and he will say, shout out his name, ladies and gentlemen. Here's the groom getting married. Give it up for Mr. Chris Jones.
Wow, that was good.
All right.
Okay, I think that's all we have time for.
Thanks for hanging out with us today, friends. Go Chiefs.
Go Chiefs.
Go Chiefs for sure. All right, well, that is all we have time for today. Oh, we didn't even talk about the TikTok ban. Thank God it didn't actually happen.
Yeah.
I had a feeling. I was never really all that worried about it. But I'm glad it's still around. I am happy about that because I did not save any of our videos. I mean, like our old videos, because a lot of them I already have on my computer because I edited them on my computer. But there is a chunk of time where before I started editing on my computer that would disappear if I didn't go save them, and I saved nothing. So good thing it didn't really happen. But that is all we have time for today. Find us on all the platforms.
For Donald Trump. Thank you to bring back TikTok.
I don't know that that's really what happened. But what is funny, this is actually hilarious. So they did, you're not wrong. They did give Trump a shout out saying that, like, thanks to President Trump for working with us, TikTok has been restored, basically. But what was funny is that the Buffalo Bills, after they beat the Ravens, they posted to social media and they used like almost the exact same graphic that TikTok did about it being banned, saying like something along the lines of like the Baltimore Ravens are no longer in the playoffs or whatever. Like it was the exact same like little notification graphic that everybody was getting saying like TikTok is going away. It was basically like the Baltimore Ravens are going away. And I was like, that's hilarious. So shout out to the Buffalo Bills social media team because that is funny.
And we love Josh Allen, but next week you got to lose. Sorry.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, best of luck for Buffalo Bills.
Nope. They're going up
No,
against
no,
the
no,
Chiefs.
they're
No luck to the Bills now.
No, we are rooting for the Chiefs over the Bills.
Best of luck for the Bills in a way, but
I was glad
I'm
the
go
Rams
in the
lost.
Chiefs shirt.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
was
yeah,
glad the
because I'm wearing
Rams
the shirt.
lost. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, that is all we have time for today. Find us on all the platforms at Baker Banner.
Exactly.
Oh, okay.
These two will go out of town this week. They will leave on Wednesday afternoon.
Correct. By the time this podcast comes out, we will be home.
Exactly. And I will stick around. Jack will as well. Jack and I, Eric and Chris, will party this week.
Good luck with that.
And there's no luck for that because it's going to be real party.
All right. Well, we will talk to you guys in 2 weeks. Thanks so much for being here. Sorry we missed you at the beginning of the year, but we are glad to be back. And we are glad that our boy is recovering well from his surgery. And we will talk to you later. Go Chiefs.
Peace.
Peace.